Welcome back, everybody. Thanks again for tuning in. And I hope you all are doing well out there. And I hope you guys aren't watching your stock portfolios too closely this week, just because it is not looking pretty. So here's just a recap of what happened at the end of trading day on Friday. So we've got the Dow down 1.3%, we've got the Nasdaq down 2.7%, and we've got the S&P down 1.89%. So there's a lot going on in the market. We know that the Fed is in, kind of under the microscope right now. We know that inflation is definitely getting talked about a lot, and we know that interest rates too might be rising. So I still think that, the stocks out there that have high PE ratios, so price to earning ratios, if you are invested in one of those kind of stocks, you might want to just be real careful right now, just because the market is really seeming to punish those kind of stocks versus things with lower PE ratios. Things that are a little bit considered stable are doing better than things that have high PE ratios. So just something to look out for. So if we take a look now at the QQQ, which the QQQ just mirrors the NASDAQ. And so if you take a look back in probably November timeframe was when it was at its almost, I'd consider, all-time highs. Now, since basically the start of the year, we've dropped, if we look here, around 12%, maybe a little bit less. So in all definitions of kind of how the stock market's performing, that is almost considered a correction. So just something to keep in mind that, we really kind of are at a tipping point. We really don't know what's going to happen, if things are going to continue to go down or if things will bounce back up again. So I want to just zoom in now at basically what happened in the market this past week. So let me hide my face here, and so we can. This is just a visual of basically the S&P 500, and we could see big names here like Amazon, Google, Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, all took really big hits. So again, that kind of reiterates what I was saying earlier, that big names with high PE ratios really took a hit. But if you take a look here at like Procter and Gamble, they were holding fast. So yeah, again, we really just kind of don't know what to expect here. So I want to talk more too about what else is driving this sell-off right now that we're having. So, there's been a lot of negative news, and you can pretty much read it anywhere in any sort of stock news. But what I want to talk about too is kind of the option world and what's happening there. All right. So in the option world, so there are big institutions that are buying massive amounts of options, and they typically buy in big chunks, they give themselves a lot of time for these options to play out, right? They don't want to just have something expire really quickly and maybe lose them money. So typically you see a lot of option activities either the third Friday of the month, or at the beginning of the year. A lot of people will typically buy an option and give it maybe 1 year's worth of time for expiring. Well, if we take a look here, we have set to expire. So this happened on Friday, $1.2 trillion worth of money, just of options expiring. So basically, these giant institutions have to come up with X amount of dollars or close their positions, say if they're in the money, or say if they're, are wanting to basically exercise their options. Well, they're going to have to sell something in order to cover that option trade so that they can perform it, whether they're selling or buying. So we're going to see massive amounts of liquidity happen, and typically, we might start seeing that at the beginning of the year. If we take a look here, here's a little option calendar, so we could see that again. So every third Friday is when the major option contracts expire. So now there are stocks and ETFs, of course, that do weekly options, but typically when people are buying options, they're they're more likely to trade in a longer time frame versus a shorter time frame, just because you're more likely to have an option go basically your way versus versus a short-term option. It's a little bit less risky. Again, too, just to highlight that option trading has just gone through the roof. As far as last year, we saw the craze with the meme stocks. We had GameStop and then we had AMC just explode. And I remember at one point, option values were $7,000, 7,000% or more, in value. So there is just a ton of money to be made, and especially with all the hype and the media that just fuels all this stuff. So it's no question that option trading is a very, very profitable way to make a lot of money, but it's also very risky. And so in this article, they talk about how option trading has been on the rise for, it's been upwards of 35% gains. So we're just seeing a massive amount of options being traded. So as options being so popular, I myself on this channel have talked about trading options before. I myself have sold put options, which would give me the right to buy the stock at a certain price, hopefully lower than what it's at. And so I felt comfortable buying either Tesla or buying GameStop at low prices, but understanding that the stock was just on a bull market trend. It was going up like crazy, and so there was following the trend, it was very unlikely that they would expire in the money. So I would just be able to collect the premium. So it is a great strategy, and I don't see myself quitting that strategy. So now I really want to just show you guys this one chart that I found, and I want to just basically emphasize the power that options have on the entire market. So, all right, yeah, so this is coming from Bloomberg, and it was just an article published how they're talking about a law of options expiring. And so as we can see here, look on the bottom, and you've got the months, and then you've got, this is the S&P 500 and the price point. And so, so each one of these, see those circles? So each one of those circles represents a third Friday of the month. So basically a monthly option contract expiring. And if you look, it looks like November wasn't too much. It was kind of on the uptrend. Same with August, and even kind of April and February were not too crazy, but pretty much every other month, at the monthly expiration of these things, the market has gone down. But then if you look right after, the market has shot right back up. So are we looking at just a trend here? So is this trend that, we will start seeing the market rally again, possibly even next week? I don't know. Because there's still a lot of uncertainty right now in the market based on all the news that we're hearing. But it's just some food for thought. So yeah, we'll find out. So, all right. So again, this is the S&P 500. And so this is a 3-month view. And so I've got some trend lines here. I've got the 100-day, the 50-day, and the 20-day. But then I'm also looking at RSI and the stochastic. So the stochastic is extremely low, which is indicating that, this thing is definitely very oversold. And then also too, I'm looking at the RSI, and that is getting into very low oversold territory. So I am definitely anticipating that, there should be a bounce sometime soon. I just don't know. There's so much speculation, and there's so much kind of going on right now that is uncertain. So right now I'm staying on the sidelines and just watching. And if I see this thing go any lower, then I'll probably plan on buying some call options, possibly in the SPY. I think that, this thing will probably bounce up sometime soon. And then I'll probably plan, I won't hold those options. What I'll do is, once we see a big bounce, then I'll probably just sell for a quick profit. So that's my strategy, is just to kind of wait and watch and see what's happening. So I hope you traders out there are just being, doing the same and just kind of watching. I hope that you guys aren't panic selling and, actually liquidating your stocks, because that is, in these situations, basically the worst thing that you could possibly do, because, rather than selling for a loss, you just kind of hold on. So over time, this thing will just continue to go up. I mean, there's always going to be ups and downs. So the best thing to do is just hold on. So thanks again for watching, and stay tuned for more investing videos. If you like this video, please subscribe and like. That would be great. That would really help the channel, and I'd really appreciate it. All right, thanks for watching.